Okay.
Hello, everyone. So again, my name is Michelle Gordon, and I am a recent graduate from Sac State with a bachelor's in sociology and a minor in studio art. And today I would like to present to you my plans for an exciting therapeutic art program for teens and designed to uplift youth in underserved communities. So first I'd like to talk about the problem that I hope to address with this program. Currently too many lives are being lost in Sacramento. Teen homicides in Sacramento County in 2010 were the highest, higher than the national average. And that number has come down in recent years, but many community groups say a lot more needs to be done for that number to come down further. Also, our crime rate here in Sacramento is still higher than California's average. So that tells me that a lot of things need to be done to address problems that our youth are facing and getting into trouble. Currently, there is nowhere for creative and artistically gifted kids to express their talent, and I've actually called 5 community centers where I live in North Highlands, which is also an underserved community, and none of them had an art program. There are a lot of creative children in these communities, creative children, teens, and adults, but there's nowhere for them to access avenues to express that. So also the art schools, there's an 2 art schools in that community, and they have a waiting list. My son was on waiting list for 2 years before he finally got in. So that also told me that there's a big need for artistic outlets and creative spaces. And so why do teens need art therapy, or why do people need art therapy? A study published on art therapy in the UK, researchers found that the stress hormone cortisol was actually reduced in 75% of people who participated in art making. Also, other benefits from art making is speedy recovery after illness. It helps alleviate stress, anxiety, and depression, and also reduce spending on health and social services for the community. So I also want to talk about the power of community engagement. I'm still a McNair Scholar at Sac State, and in that program I had to do a lot of research. And one thing I researched was political participation and community engagement, and I learned a lot about how just community engagement itself uplifts a community and does a lot for the people who participate, like positive identity formation, more political participation, higher grades, and it teaches you how to think beyond personal gain. So my solution to the problems facing our society is the culturally creative art program. Why the name culturally creative? Because humans are naturally have a culture of creativity since 73,000 years ago when the first caveman paintings were made, and even before that, art has just been something that we naturally want to express and makes us feel better. Art has the power to bring people of all ages together, so it would be a great way to get the community to engage with each other. And Harvard president says that extracurriculars like art are central to learning and developing, yet art has been cut from more than 80% of school districts nationwide since 2008. So the main components of my program would be therapeutic art. Also integrated into that would be youth, jobs, and incentivized community service programs, mentorship, counseling, and conflict resolution, and tips on improving mental health and maintaining healthy relationships. So here's a look at the financials. This is just a snapshot, but this is for a class of 50 and for a summer program. So the expenses, as you see, Clay I worked out with the nearby Play Store Alpha. They're going to give me discounts, and I'd be able to get 1,000 pounds for $413, which would make 500 bowls. So everyone in the program could make 10 bowls, or something like that. And then canvases, 130. So if you won't go through each one by one, but the expenses total up to about $740. And then in addition to the things, first of all, the fall fee would be $75. For 50 people, that comes out to $3,750. And then we do weekend art gatherings, which would be 20 per team. So each one of those could bring in about $750. Art exhibits at the end of the program. We invite about 100 people $10 a piece. That'd be $1,000. And so at the end, minus the expenses and another $700 for miscellaneous expenses I may have not thought of or put on here, it would be about a $4,060 profit for a 6-week program of 50 teens. And with the opportunity I was just given, I could actually run 2 of these, and of course there'll be room for expansion as I get money to hire more. So there is a lot of chances for profit. I will also seek grants and donations from investors to start this company as a social enterprise business that will enhance the lives of people in underserved communities. I will also keep the business going with the fees that I charge, and we will, like I said, hold talent shows, art auctions, gallery exhibits, sell candy, t-shirts, and fundraisers to help cover expenses and keep the prices low for the people in underserved communities. So my next step, I actually received feedback on previous pitches because I initially wanted to have my own center, but I'm not rich. I have to start somewhere, right? So I talked to my nearby community center. The superintendent, Mark Bruner, was really excited about the program, and so he decided to partner with me to make this happen. So we are actually running a free workshop on July 12th, and to just get the word out there and let people try it out and hopefully get some signups. And I will be running the class September 5th. Starting September 5th, I'll start the first 6-week course. And this is just a snapshot showing how interested the community is. He just posted this on their website about 3 days ago, and I've already got 63 confirmed registrations. It says 23 going, but they also have to email me to get started. So 63 have confirmed they're going, 138 are interested. And I have 70 people who signed up for more info when I went to a couple of community fairs and had sign-up sheets, so I still have to get back with them and see who's going to sign up. But all in all, it looks like it's going to be a pretty big event. I have 8 volunteers from Sac State who are willing to just start off by volunteering to help me get this going. And they're also art majors. And a lot of people have called me and expressed their interest and happiness at seeing something like this in North Highlands, and it just really warmed my heart. Just one call almost made me cry because it was just, they're saying things like, I was looking and to see something like this in North Highlands, it means a lot to me. This is something I can do with my family, and it's really great. It has a lot of potential, so I'm really excited about that. So here's just a look at some of my work so you can see what I could teach these people. And this is my last slide, and I thought it was pretty funny. Art without art is just F. So I feel like in ways our earth is going to just F. So I'm hoping to restore the art in earth, starting with North Highlands. So thank you all for your time. And one more thing, I'm looking for support and people who may have been through this process of starting a business who can help me through it, investors, sponsors, and anyone who has advice on acquiring those things. Thank you again for your time.
Thanks, Michelle. Okay, well, you already answered our question, which is how can we help you? And now I'd like to open it up to comments or other questions for Shay. Christina.
So, hi, I'm Christina. Hi. Nice to meet you. So you said the program will start off as a 6-week program, and initially in the start of your slides you said during the summertime, but you're going to start September.
Yeah.
So it could be at any time of the year.
Yeah, we're starting the workshops, the classes in September, on September 5th. But this summer I'm doing a free event. So on July 12th, I'm just doing a free event for the community to come in and try the art, try painting and a little bit of ceramics, and get some signups. So the actual program will officially start in fall.
Is there a particular age group? Sorry, it's too-parter.
I started with just focusing on teens, but as I've gone to this event, different community events, I saw interest from all age levels. And so far, the majority of people who have signed up for the event have been women over 18, all the way, from 70 to 18, it's all age brackets, but mostly older people right now, and also smaller kids. So it is going to be for all ages. So I'm going to break it up. He gave me Thursday and Fridays to do the classes. So I'm going to, this event will be like a market discovery thing for me. So I'll be able to develop the classes and see how we can do each one. But it will be for all ages.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Awesome presentation, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just wondering on the expenses. Like, it seems like you have like volunteers that are going to be running these programs.
It's going to be primarily me to begin with, and a couple of volunteers. And they're actually going to be paid. The volunteers are for the free event.
Okay.
But when I start the program, I do want to pay the people that help me, so they'll be paid.
Okay. And that wasn't on the expenses, right?
No, that was not on the expenses yet. No.
And the program, is that going to be like a curriculum? Do you have weekly scheduled classes? Is it
Yes,
weeks,
they
or-
will be scheduled once a week, and there will be a kind of a curriculum. We'll have like certain assignments and like a big assignment at the end that everyone will get. It won't be like an art class that you would get at school with all the educational components of it. I mean, there will be educational components in it, but not so much like a class. It's more like a creative space for them to express themselves and just get the therapeutic aspects that art has to offer and develop their skills. And also, back to your question, in the miscellaneous fees, I did include like paying just a volunteer, a person to start, an employee, I should say.
And yourself, maybe.
What was that?
Yes. And yourself.
Yes. 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 And that profit, I would get some of that. Yes.
Hey, I really like how you're doing like this test event.
Yeah.
And to kind of like prove it, like, did you, like, I guess a couple questions. Number one, did you set out to do it like that, or you were just, hey, I need to promote this, and this is how I'm going to do it, and then the last question is, I'm sorry, and then like, what was the time between when you posted it or you pushed it out to when you got the response?
Okay. So, to answer your first question, I decided to do the free event because honestly I've just been developing this a lot recently. And I saw Mark Bruner, it was in about April, the beginning of April, and I told him, that's when I gave him my pitch and told him about the program, and he was really excited, so he offered me to use the facility for free on July 12th to do whatever event I wanted to do. So I decided, since he was offering me for free to have the space, I would offer it to the community for free and just work with the community to raise funds and go to local businesses and let them know what I'm doing and get help with the materials that way. As far as how long it took me, well, like I said, when I met with Mark Bruner in April, in the beginning of April, he was really excited, and he invited me to come to their Easter event that they were having. Which was a week away, so I got flyers together, and I came to start passing out flyers and getting signups, and that was initially when I first got my first 60 signups, just to get more information, and then, so I got 60 then, and that was in April, and just, like I said, about 3 or 4 days ago, he just put my event on Facebook, so he linked my Facebook event to their website for the recreational center, and so just within 3 days, we've already got 138 interested and 33 going just from that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and he told me that that's a tremendous, I sent him an email just letting him know how that was going. He's like, that's a tremendous amount of signups for any program in such a short amount of time, and that's really something that there's a big need for this.
Yeah, I'd like to echo that, actually. So part of what I do is I try to put butts in seats, right, for things that, so in the gathering or the event space, or just like I have things that I'd like to teach or whatever, it's really difficult to get people to show up places because everybody's busy and everything. So the fact that you have, done this and you got this traction like so far is a really great job. And your plan about like developing the actual program like with your test audience, that's a perfect example of what we call like lean startup, which is get the people in front of you, figure out what they want, and then build it, right? So, anyways, I just want to say that that's impressive, and I wish you well, and I feel like it's awesome what you're doing in terms of like building traction before, you know.
Thank you. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm on the right track.
Totally are. It's awesome. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were in touch with radio station KDEE,
No.
sponsored by the Black Chamber of Commerce. I think they would be a good source of publication, of publicity. KDEE.
Oh, thank you. My consultant's writing that down. Yes.
So I echo what Dan said, second Dan, not first Dan. But about customer validation, I think that's really cool. The biggest question mark in the whole presentation is something that first Dan touched on, which is the financial piece of this, right? It's kind of a big black box that I think needs a little bit more thought. That's because you have a current state, future state problem. And this is really common with early stage businesses, and it's really common with startups, is that you get a lot for free as a founder, right? It's like most of the time founders don't pay themselves early on because you're chasing equity.
Right.
Right? You're trying to work on the business, not for the business. And so a lot of that is going to have to, as you scale, it's going to translate into costs. So they're going to balloon pretty rapidly. And so if you're looking at like $4K for a 6-week program in net, that's going to get bled dry from payroll and things like that, particularly when you have to do, like when you consider the marketing things that you're also doing right now, the free event that you're doing as part of that. So maybe you won't have to do that if you get, brand recognition and partnerships afterward. From
Yeah, I'm hoping this will be the only free event. Next time it needs $5 per student.
I like that you think that as well. And there's nothing wrong with doing that during the first event, right? It's about customer validation, it's about butts and seats, to use the movie theater term. But I think that one of the things, if you're going to look at this as a business and not as a nonprofit, then the sustainability is going to be a really, really important factor. And there's a lot more detailed numbers that you can put together, like in the form of a pro forma, that can show how cash flow is going to look over time. Because I think that's going to actually be the biggest challenge that you're going to have in this model. It's actually sustainable. It's actually sustainability. In addition to payroll, which is big, you're going to end up probably at some point having to pay for space, and that will eat everything that you just made.
Currently, I am going to do a contract with the North Highlands Recreational Center, and so it's like 70-30. I get 70 from the profits, they get 30, but I get to use all the space and the tables and chairs and all that. So I'm going to try that for a while, and then if I decide to after 6 months, I can opt to just pay for the space myself. And, so hopefully that will work out. But yes, thank you. I will work on that, because that is my biggest thing right now, is just working out the financials and the funding, and that's always the hardest part. Yes.
Yeah, I missed a lot of the presentation. I was just wondering, where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
In 5 years, I would hope to be at more locations and have more employees. So I hope to be scaled out and bringing in a good amount of revenue. Hopefully, I would say at least about 10,000 a month. That's my plan. I've actually already gotten interest from the Fruit Ridge Collaborative and bringing my program there. So there's definitely a lot of interest, and I think that it can go really fast, because in addition to just the program, we'll also be doing like weekend events like paint nights, and those are really popular right now. So we'll do paint nights and just other community events that I have a lot of great ideas in mind, like Valentine's Day events where men will make stuff for their girlfriends. Like there's just so many places that this can go. So I think it would be pretty big, hopefully in 5 years. And then eventually, like maybe say in 15 years, I would like to have my own center to do all this in, and maybe, scale that out. So, yes.
So there's a couple of people who are running programs that they're not exactly like yours, but they have the same target audience that I think you would benefit from talking to if you haven't already. Nicholas Hastings runs Square Root Academy. Have you heard of that yet?
No, it sounds familiar, like I've heard it somewhere.
Yeah, they teach STEM skills to, I think, mostly middle schoolers. But I think they actually now have a space that they launched in, I think it's in South Sacramento. So I'd be happy to provide an introduction, and I think that he would be very excited about what you're doing and can also offer some of his advice on how he got his program running. And then the other one, there's a program, its legal name is Operation Innovate, but they work as Code for Hood and they do hackathons and things for kids, mostly middle schoolers to high schoolers. And Alana Jennings and Gina Lujan with Hacker Lab run that program. So I think I'd be happy to introduce you to
Yes, I would love to. I love the Hacker Lab. I actually was signed up for them when I went to Sierra College. So, yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Michelle. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Dan, are you keeping time? Because I'm not.
Yes, I was.
Okay. All of a sudden I was like,